Hey guys, it's me, Carter. Did you miss me? Probably not. Remember that time I said to expect a video for last Monday? Well, that didn't really happen. But I'm here now, right? Anyways, welcome to a small series called How to Escape Elo Hell. So I'll make a video for each of the ranks because each rank has very different tips for people to know. By the way, I won't be making any of these videos for Master or Grandmaster because I would feel like I'm tarnishing the names of people who worked really hard to get there. But anyways, welcome to Escaping Elo Hell, Episode 1, Bronze Rank. Oh boy, where do I even begin? So I've watched several videos of people playing in Bronze, and there are so many things that I could say, but I will refrain from draining every last bit of pride that you have. Very noticeably, people in Bronze have bad aim, and I don't just mean getting body shots, I mean getting no shots. If you couple that with bad positioning and poor teamwork, you get some form of a game that is fair on both sides. Now, check your accuracy rate for characters you play the most or most likely to pick in a comp match. Is it anything below 30% on popular bronze heroes like Hanzo, Pharah, Ana, McCree even? Well, this is tip number 1, and that is to try playing heroes that require very little aim and skill for kills. Medium reward and low risk. I'm not going to sugarcoat this if you want to get to a higher SR, okay? On Defend, a Bastion is a very solid choice, because many people in those tiers have a lot of difficulty dealing with such powerhouses of DPS that can also self-heal. The Ice Devil, May, can freeze people in their tracks, stare into their soul, and rip their head off with a massive shard of ice with little difficulty. Junkrat is very good for crowd control at choke points, and even on attack he does well on Eichenwald with spamming explosives that will rain hell upon your enemies while you aimlessly fire. On offense, there is more of a problem since all the heroes require knowledge of positioning and some accuracy. A hero I would recommend is Soldier 76. He has very good DPS, hit scan, self-healing, and his Helix rockets are good for finishing off enemies. Tracer is maybe one I could see a bronze player pull off with decent skill. She's hard to hit, can self-heal, and has quickly charged ult that can get a decent number of kills if timed properly. Get it? Timed? I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave now. Anyways, I could not stress enough how much I would advise staying away from Genji, Sombra, Pharah, and McCree. These characters require either heavy tactical thinking, quick mobility and ability management, or heavy predicting and accuracy. I could see someone playing Reaper maybe, but it would be difficult. I know that was long, but I'm trying to get the point across to not play heroes that require high skill. So for tanks, try Winston, Reinhardt, or D.Va. And support try Mercy and potentially Lucio, but his changes make him much harder to play in lower tiers. The team comp does matter in Bronze, and if the team is full of high skill characters but people who aren't able to play them effectively, the whole team suffers. In one match I was watching, the players team had a Widow, a Zarya, an Ana, and a Pharah. 4 heroes that shouldn't be played in Bronze. The enemy team, however, only had 2 heroes that shouldn't be played in Bronze, and they quickly secured the objective. For the next tip, use your surroundings. Everybody was on the ground in the videos I saw. Nobody was taking the high ground, and even the Pharahs were hovering in Reaper range. Always take the high ground when you can. Soldier 76 and Bastion do wonders on high ground, and even a May can use it to get the jump on enemies on maps like Hollywood and Oasis. High ground makes it easier to shoot over Rhine shields, gives you cover when you back up, and makes it much easier to land crits. There is literally no reason to not take high ground. Tip number 3. Please use your abilities and ults at the right time. In the footage, I saw Zarya use her ult to solo a Reaper and I died inside. Not only was that Reaper already on low health and had a safe distance from the Zarya, but she had backup from her team. Graviton surges are for team kills and should be saved for team engagements when coupled with a D.Va ult, Soldier ult, Bastion ult. There are so many ults to use with it. There was a Pharah on that team, and maybe she could have gotten a quad kill with it. Never mind the Hanzo and Tracer who also pair with a Grav Surge. Make good use of your ult because you might only get it a couple times per game. Also, don't wait for the perfect time to use your ult, but don't use it when you could get by just fine without it. The Ana in the footage was throwing grenades left, right, and center while rarely using it in effective ways. Sleep Dark were missed at dire times, like during an enemy Genji ult, and the Nano Boost was very disappointing when it was used on a sleeping Zarya who didn't wake up until the effect had 5 seconds left. But seriously, save your abilities and ults when you don't need them because they could save your life or your teammates' lives. Tip number 4. Be in position. healers at the back, tanks at the front, and DPS either flanking or behind shields and tanks. Now, I recognize that some heroes like Torbjorn and Widow are special cases as they need to be in different positioning, and Bastions like to be in corners or maybe behind a shield with a Mercy, but the main concept of Overwatch is the team playing. Being in your position is dire because the supports need to survive and heal, the flankers need to kill the supports on the other team, the DPS need to bring down shielding, and the tanks need to shield or soak up damage. Having your Mercy out on front lines is a bad move. That Mercy will die instantly and you will have less healing against what is now a 5v6, not to mention a guaranteed no res for at least 20 seconds. Tip number 5 is a little bit of an obvious one. So imagine that you're against a McCree and you're Zen, but you're still out of his flashbang range. That's good, but he still has a very deadly revolver. If you just back up in a straight line, you will die. If you back up in any linear path, dead. But if you move back while zigzagging side to side, you have a higher chance of living, and if you add in a couple jumps, even better. You have the chance of surviving a very difficult encounter if you strafe and make yourself harder to hit. Also, don't crouch, you move slower and are even easier to hit. Bonus tip. I really shouldn't even have to mention this. Group up after a team fight if you lose it. Trickling in against an objective alone is certainly not worth it. The worst thing that you could do is have your team get drawn to the objective like moths to a flame, only to burn one by one until you inevitably lose. Also, don't blame your team for losing if that's what happened, because it is also your fault if you didn't group up. Well, those are my tips for escaping the bronze elo hell. The silver tips video won't be for another while since there's just so much else to make videos about, and this is just a little something extra for those looking for specific tips on ranking up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more of these videos in the future. With that, I'll see you all next time.